Today, I'm going to give you 7 killer tips to help you nail your next gamification campaign. But before I tell you how you can stand head and shoulders above the rest, make sure you subscribe to our channel and hit the notifications bell so you don't miss our new videos that'll help you grow your business. Right, let's throw things into 5th gear with tip number 1. Know what you want to achieve. When it comes to gamification, it's easy to get lost in all the cool features, the story you want to tell, and the design. But before you get into that, you've first got to know what your goal is. There are 3 types of gamification campaign you need to know about, and it's important that you choose which one is most relevant to you. Firstly, brand awareness. If this is your main goal, you'll want to focus your effort on making your game as entertaining and shareable as possible. Fun is the name of the game. Secondly, lead generation. If this is your main goal, you'll want to ensure that your game is part of a funnel and features great call to actions to take your prospects to the next stage. And finally, in-game sales. Here, the purpose of your game is to persuade players to purchase your product. You really need to think about the best way to achieve this, and we'll go into how later in this video. Now, let's move on to tip number 2. Keep it simple. There are 2 things to think about here. 1. Don't delay gameplay with complex rules and agreements, as this just overcomplicates the process from the very beginning. And 2. Make sure the game itself is easy to get the hang of. Think about where your audience may be when they're playing your game, and don't waste their time. They may not be in it for the long run. They could have just clicked onto your game when on the bus, or maybe when sitting on the toilet. So make sure gratification comes early to keep them hooked and wanting more. Now, if you want to target mobile gamers, tip number 3 is for you. Use Advergaming for in-game sales. Nothing works better than Advergaming if you want to engrave your brand into the audience's mind without spamming them. Most people are annoyed when they play a game and they see all those adverts popping up everywhere. With Advergaming, you can feature your products within the game itself. From a marketing point of view, it can boost your brand awareness and, without a shadow of a doubt, help you achieve a higher ROI if you give the users the ability to purchase your product as they play. Don't just focus on your product, actually give them the chance to buy it there and then. For example, let's say you sell tennis rackets. Each time the player levels up, they not only get a better racket in-game, but are also given the chance to purchase it in real life. And because they've completed this level, they get a special discount if they buy now. Get the idea? Moving on to tip 4. Gamify existing processes. This is what the giant of retail Target did when they turned shopping into a game. This is one of my personal favorites. The brand developed an app with a 3D animated game-like experience in which kids could build wish lists and send completed lists to Santa. So why is this so smart? Because they know users are familiar with the process of online shopping and adding items to their cart daily. And if you're wondering if this was a success, hell yes! 1.7 million total items were added to Target guest wish lists. By taking something your audience are already familiar doing and making it a million times more exciting is guaranteed to make you stand out from your competitors. Next up, ignite competition. I'm going to let you in on a secret to make your game go viral. Competition equals sharing. People are naturally competitive, so what's the point of a good game if it can't be shared and played with your friends? By simply including points, badges, and levels within the game, you can encourage players to compete with one another. Then, on your social media, launch a specific hashtag and ask people to share their achievements. Do that and everything's in the bag. With word of mouth on one hand and social media on the other, you'll be ready to hit the motherload when it comes to getting that engagement. A great example for this is Nike. Maybe you remember when they launched their fitness watch. The process is simple. Nike Fuel is awarded to users after any workout performed with a Nike Plus tracking device and added to a personal points counter. Best part is, you can share your results with your friends and compare to really amp up the competition. But whatever you choose to do, make your audience feel special, which leads onto tip number 6. No one is a loser. Here's one thing you need to know to keep users coming back for more. A lot of marketers get caught up in offering big ticket prizes, but don't do this. This just leads to gamers feeling like they're playing for an unreachable goal with low chances of success. Instead, what works better is to reward people for things like gaming time. They get their reward from the early stages of the game, which could be points, badges, discounts, and you get more engagement on the game. It's a win-win scenario. In fact, the accomplishment will help them feel a real sense of achievement, which leads to a positive association with your brand. Now, if you want to put the machine in motion, listen in on my final tip. Do an early push. One thing you need to remember when it comes to promoting your games is to make sure you add that sense of urgency that makes people want to say, bring it on. You could give 20 points to the first 100 people who download the app, or offer a free item for all players before a specific deadline. Same if you're launching your game on the App Store, as it's critical to get people in early. Do a big push so that your followers know when the game is launched and give incentives for downloads on the day of launch. A lot of people get this wrong by setting a campaign budget and spreading it over evenly for the full length of the campaign. But guys, don't do this. What you need to do is do a massive promotion within the first week to get those all-important early downloads. The more downloads you get early, the higher your ranking on the app charts, which is critical for your success. So that's it. No more excuses, guys. Time to go and nail your next gamification campaign. And feel free to get in touch with us if you want to discuss your gamification idea in more detail. A link to our website is in the description below. See you in the next video.